Ladies and gentlemen, Bradford City have confirmed their 7th signing of the 2025 summer transfer window, and that is in the form of central defender Matthew Pennington, who has signed a 2-year contract with Bradford City. Now, apologies, this is coming out a little bit later. We'll get onto the reasons why in a moment, but if you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in on this edition down in the comment section down below. Now, I'm aware it got announced a couple of hours ago. If you follow me on any type of social media or even checked the post tab on, or the community tab, whatever it's called these days, on this channel, you'd have seen I actually told you this was going to happen a couple of hours before it was officially announced. But we've had a spa day today on the holiday, not really a spa day, spa evening, so jacuzzi, sauna, all that jazz, and I'd paid for it, so I'm not just then going to get out to get this video out a little bit sooner. So you can get it now at what I think it will be in the UK time around 11 PM. You can watch it on your Thursday morning, I think it is tomorrow, but let's waste no further time and get into the video. So the Bradford City article that does then read, easy decision for Pennington to be a Bantam. The Bantam's latest recruit, Matt Pennington, could not hide his delight after putting pen to paper on a 2-year deal, swapping a Seaside for BD8. A major reason in his decision was Graham Alexander, and after speaking to the manager, he was eager to get going in Claret and Amber. He said, it's always a tough decision because you need to measure up a lot of things, but this is the right decision. I met the manager at the beginning of the summer, and after speaking to him, I wanted to get the deal done. So this has clearly been one that's been rambling on over the last couple of months. Ever since our conversation, I knew this was the club I wanted to be at. Pennington also spoke on the momentum the club can carry after last season's promotion. Seeing the scenes on the last day of the season just showed me what this club can be and really drew me to join. Hopefully we can harness the momentum from last season and take it into this year and replicate it. And the article ends by saying, I have played for big clubs before, so I know what the fan base will be looking for in our team, and hopefully we can do them proud. As we know, this is another very experienced signing in terms of numbers. We are now complete in the centre-back position. I think we've got 7 now contracted going into next season. Paul Huntington, obviously, as we know, is coming back to pre-season training. He's been seen in the video that the club posted on YouTube. But I think this is another smart addition. Plenty of League One experience. I think over 200 games at League One level. I think our youngest centre-back going into this season, not including George Goodman, is Kieran Kelly, and he's 26, 27 years of age. I think apart from that, you've got Baldwin, who's 28-ish, I want to say, and then I think everybody else is over 30. You've obviously got Joe Wright, who's 30, Matt Pennington, who's 30, you've got Neil Byrne, who's 32, 33, you've got Curtis Tilt, who's 33 as well, Paul Huntington, who's 37, 38, so plenty of experience in that back line. Your goalkeeper, Sam Walker, he's 33 years of age, I do believe, as well. So we're clearly going for experience at the back. We got max power in the holding midfield position as well, and a bit more youth and energy going forwards, with the odd exception like your Andy Cooks and your Anthony Sarcevics. Now, for some reason, Matt Pennington's SOFA score isn't working. I don't know if it's because I'm on foreign land or whatever, but having a look on Transfermarkt at some of Pennington's statistics, not including the first 2 games, where I think at the start of the 24-25 season, Blackpool were being managed by Neil Critchley, not including them, he does seem to have a pretty successful win percentage or non-loss percentage as well. Obviously, the first 2 games of the season, he did play 90 minutes, where they lost 2-1 away at Crawley and 3-0 at home to Stockport. Then he had a game on the bench, but came back for a 90-minute match where he contributed to a 2-2 draw at home to Wickham, then was on the bench, then played 35 minutes in a 2-1 win away to Charlton, then had 4 games on the bench, played 30 minutes in a 2-1 defeat at home to Barnsley, 90 minutes in a 2-2 draw at home to Wigan, then had a decent run of matches to be fair, played 90 minutes in a 2-0 win away at Bristol Rovers, 90 minutes in a 2-1 win away at Shrewsbury, sorry, it was a 2-0 win away at Bristol Rovers, then played 90 minutes in a 3-0 win away at Reading, played 90 minutes in a 0-0 draw at home to Stevenage, before playing 90 minutes in a 2-1 defeat away at Wrexham, then played another 4 matches where he featured in 90 minutes of all of them apart from the last one against Huddersfield. They were all draws. Birmingham away, Shrewsbury at home, Wickham away, and Huddersfield at home. Then I can only assume he picked up some sort of injury around mid-January time, because he wasn't then in the squad for around 8 to 10 games or so. But then After that, came back and played 90 minutes in the next 3 matches where they drew, won 3-0 and won 2-1. Played 77 minutes in a 2-1 defeat at home to Leyton Orient, then wasn't in the squad, had a minute in a 2-1 win at home to Bolton, then was on the bench for the next 6 games, and finally played 72 minutes in the final game of the season in a 4-1 win at home to Bristol Rovers. Played the majority of his season as a centre-back, but has also featured as a right-back at times as well. And like I say, excluding them first couple of games where Blackpool will be managed by Neil Critchley, under Steve Bruce, he's done very well in this division. Going into the next season, we know that obviously Blackpool have brought in Michael Ilhekwe from Sheffield Wednesday. They've brought in Fraser Horsfall as well, which is a real statement signing from Stockport County. So Pennington's game time was going to be pretty limited. I think going into next season, he's going to play as that right centre-back. And actually having a look at Bradford City's squad going into next campaign, I would say in terms of numbers, we are pretty complete. Obviously, we've sorted the goalkeeper positions out. In terms of the centre-backs, we've obviously got Pennington, Baldwin and Goodman to play on the right side. We've got Wright and Byrne, potentially Huntington to play in the middle, and then we've got Till and Kelly on the left side, which quality-wise, I think your best back three there is Pennington, Wright and probably Kieran Kelly. After that, I don't think we've really got too much strength in depth, if I'm being completely honest. But I believe personally, if we are wanting to kick on next season, maybe you look to sell Neil Byrne or potentially loan him out. You have Curtis Till as a backup central centre-half then to Joe Wright, and you bring in a real statement signing to start at left centre-back. So obviously we've brought in now 2 pretty solid options in Pennington and Joe Wright. Curtis Till I seem to be personally a little bit more of a squad option. Hopefully, if he's starting 46 games next season, that might concern me a little bit, but I think if they're your main 6 options, if Byrne does move on, giving Paul Huntington until January or until just a 1-year contract, I think on maybe £1,500 a week, I think we could certainly do a lot worse than that. Looking at his wing backs, I think we're pretty secure with Nerfil and Halliday on the right hand side. Obviously we've got Torre on the left hand side, and hopefully Lewis Richards will sign his new contract very soon. As we know, he has been in pre-season training with Bradford City. We definitely still need another holding midfielder. We've only really got Max Power who can play in that position. We've got Alex Patterson and Tommy Lee to do that box-to-box role, so maybe another addition in there. Tommy Lee could potentially go out on loan. In terms of attacking midfielders, I think in terms of numbers, we've obviously got Adore, Lapsley, Poynton, Sarsvik, Wilson, Wright and Humphreys. 7 options. I would say, looking at the quality, Sars, Poynton and Humphreys definitely good enough for League One. Lapsley as a squad option. Wilson, I think, is a good player in there, but I don't think Alexander will really look to utilise him. Clark Adore, again, loads of talent, but just doesn't show it enough. Tyreek Wright, could he maybe have a comeback and revelation at Bradford City next season? So I'd maybe take an attacking midfielder, but we need to get a few of them out of the door first, and we definitely need at least 1 real statement signing in terms of that striker department, and another one would be pretty nice as well if we can move Tyler Smith on, and obviously your Ibbetsons, your Goodmans, your Hades all will hopefully go out on loan. But for me, I think this is a real smart signing. I think he played around 20 games last season for Blackpool. Like I've previously mentioned in this video, contributed quite a lot to their relative success of this campaign, and I do think I'll probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's smart, he's experienced, but I think there's a few people getting clouded by your football managers, your FIFA career modes, where 30 is, or you're way past it. We can't be signing 30-year-olds, but I think going into a new league for the first time in 7 or 8 seasons, we need some experience in that back line. Yes, we've got a lot of it, but I think experience was very key for us at times last season, and maybe we're looking to go a bit younger in the top end of the pitch, be a bit more mobile, have that fluidity as well at the top end of the pitch, because there's not really much experience up there apart from Cook and Sarsvik. So I would still say there is more business to be done. There's obviously been a lot of former Bantams over the last 24 hours completing deals to other clubs. We saw Brandon Kayler join Peterborough on an initial 4-year deal with an option of a further season. Apparently they've paid £700,000 for him, which Kayler's a good player. I would have liked him back at Bradford City, but he's not currently worth £700,000, I don't think, to Bradford City. You've also got Jamie Walker, who's joined Grimsby on a 2-year deal. I think that's a great move for both parties, in all honesty. I could certainly see them challenging for that top 7 next campaign. Sam Stubbs has joined Shrewsbury Town as well on a 2-year deal. I think that's a pretty smart addition for them. And Darragh Costello has joined Wigan on a permanent transfer for £500,000. Yes, you heard me right, Darragh Costello for £500,000. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes as I mentioned at the start of today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in on this edition down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on Bradford City signing former Blackpool centre-half Matt Pennington on a 2-year deal? I'm not sure if he was offered a new contract by Blackpool or not. I couldn't see that they'd done any type of article for him on their website. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll have some more signs to talk about very soon as well. Good night from me.